Hi there, guys, and welcome to the 2021 Beauty Hill Championships. I'm here with Uriyah Kelley.
Hello, guys.
And Kevin Kelley.
What's up, everybody?
And I'm Papa Chuck, Charlie Veysey, and we're going to walk you through the MPO League card, round 3, and an awesome final 9. We're out here at gorgeous Barnstead, New Hampshire, at the Woods of Beauty Hill course. We're going to be playing the Links today. Stoked to have some coverage of our home course, so
Yep.
let's see it. What do we got here, Uriyah?
We got DiBattista, Ian Craveiro, my dad, Kevin Kelley, and Christian Olsen.
Yeah, pretty tight race here going into round 3.
Hole 1, we got 296 feet, par 3, downhill, straightforward. Got some hanging leaves off the side, like branches and everything, but it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, we got some signs behind the basket, OB to the left and right, and long.
We got Debo at 20 under, Ian at 18, my dad at 18 also, and Christian at 16 under.
A little low from Debo there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got a good flight.
Yep.
Ian Craveiro, so fun to play with every time. I enjoy every round I play with that guy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So fun.
One of New Hampshire's finest.
Yep.
Kevin, what are you throwing here?
I believe I was throwing the Champion Luster Invader. Just a stable, Innova's new stable putter that come out last year. I really enjoy throwing that for shorter shots. Just played ground play to the pin if I can. That was kind of my plan there.
Give yourself a putt.
Don't go long.
You can see a lot of putter shots out of Christian Olsen today.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's a lot of fun to play with as well.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome card.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so we got a couple putts. We got Debo out first. Can't really tell how much downhill this is on camera, but
Yeah,
that's
Debo's.
probably a 15-footer in elevation change.
Yeah, Debo's laying up right there.
Oh, yeah.
My dad smashes
Yeah.
a great, what would you say,
Oh,
25 footer?
Run it back.
Oh, it might have been circle edge. Pretty close.
Nice.
Felt good out of the hand to hit that first putt right on the first hole of the final round.
Yeah, dead
That's
center.
awesome.
Good feeling.
Christian Olsen here. He's probably like 28 feet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just bounces off the cage.
couldn't tell if Ian was inbounds or not. Well, that's all day for Ian.
Yep.
I think both Ian and Chris are putting PA 3s.
Yep. I'm pretty sure Ian did go OB there.
Yeah.
I'm putting with the Team Stamp Big Wing DX AVR I kiped from my kid.
He knows somebody. Has some good disconnections.
That's it.
Yep.
I'm here for the overflow.
All right, hole 2. Par 3, 297. Going pretty far uphill. This probably plays all at 350.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty straightforward. Hyzer play. Don't stick it in the chicken coop.
Don't give him the chicken coop.
My dad throwing a hyzer there with a G-Star Destroyer,
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. And he ends up about 40, 45 feet.
Flipped it up to flat.
Yep.
This is Debo. I think this is a destroyer.
Yeah, all day.
Yep.
So fun to play with that guy.
Yeah.
He a lot of core strength.
Some pretty
Generates a lot of
smooth power, huh?
Yeah.
I know Ian throws T-Birds and Thunderbirds, and that's about it.
Yep.
So that'll be an easy thing to figure out what he's throwing.
Yep.
He's got a Uriyah Kelley disc in his bag.
Yep.
With the Rock 3?
That's it.
Yeah, he's got 2 of the same Rock 3s in his bag that he uses quite a bit.
Nice. We'll see those flying.
Yep.
Repping the Granite State Kid.
Yep. Ian throwing a flick here. You don't usually ever see that from him.
Get him. Oh.
He gave it
What
a pretty
bid.
good bid.
Yeah. All right, Kevin to go 2 for 2
Yeah,
here.
Another circle's edge putt, pretty close.
Yep.
Oh boy, somebody likes the cameras.
Yep. Great
Feeling
putt.
good.
Nice. Tricky putt here, having to go through the trees.
Yep.
Oh,
Just skips off the top there.
yep. It's a good run.
Debo putting from about 20, 25 feet. Easy
yeah.
putt.
Automatic for that guy.
Yep. Licks his chops on 297 open. All right, no damage here, no damage.
Nope.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty common. Hole 2 averaged 2.38.
Yep.
So, almost 6 under par.
All right, coming into hole 3, we got a 386-foot par 3, slight downhill. You just want to park it over this stone wall here and get a little ground play to the pin and try to keep it from going over the stone wall into the road.
Yeah, left side's all out of bounds.
It's me throwing a G-Star Thunderbird, I believe I tossed out there. It just hooked up a little straighter than I wanted, but
Yep.
Oh, good kick back.
Debo throwing his AVR X3, I believe.
Yep. Oh, it's got some beef on it.
Yeah, it
Hit
is.
something. Oh boy.
And that's going to be on the road out of bounds.
At least he crossed up pretty far up there.
Yeah. Ian throwing one of my Rock 3s there. That he bags.
Probably got a flag stamp on it.
Yep. Yep. You know it.
Yep. All right.
That's going to be... Oh, he did go OB. I was wondering.
So there's a cable that lines the out of bounds on the left-hand side. And he must have just snuck over that.
Olsen putting a good line on it here.
Yep.
Oh, hit the Guardian tree. That was looking like an ace line.
Great shot.
Wow. 386 downhill, you see a lot of people throwing fairways, sometimes mids.
My dad's punting from about 50, 60 feet right here. He just kicks it off the tree. Leave himself with a good 7, 10 footer.
Debo, trying to save par.
Yep. Great putt.
Yeah. No bogeys here.
Automatic.
Nope.
And Ian saves par too. Wow.
That was a great putt.
Great
Two
putts.
great putts to save par.
Yep.
Christian taking a sole birdie on the card.
That's
Nice. He's
awesome.
getting he's down to 1 under par for the round.
Yep.
Cleaning up my par.
Good par there, Kev.
Yep. We got hole 4 here, 482 feet, par 5. It's a dog leg left, and then from there it's pretty uphill. It's kind of wooded, but yeah. Christian taking the box on this one.
Hung that a little wide.
Yep.
This is a really specific landing zone.
Yeah, you just want to push a hyzer past that telephone pole. Try not to go too early. My mistake there, I just flipped up a wraith a little straighter than I wanted and carried long to kind of pinched off on the right-hand side there. It doesn't leave me too good of a look, but
And there's a OB, a little swampy area right next to the bathtub. I'm sure you'll be seeing the bathtub in coverage here.
Yep.
You don't want to land in the bathtub, and you definitely don't want to land in that OB mud. So
No.
good mistakes to make, though. Leave it a little bit longer than inside.
Christian pitching out with a forehand
Yep.
to a pretty good landing zone.
Yeah.
I had nothing, as you could tell.
Yep.
It's a good pitch out, though. Give
Yeah.
yourself a look.
Christian flicking again.
We got a little on it, turned it over a little bit to the left, but should have. It's a little tight from that side of the hill over there. Hopefully he has something to do there. Good lane.
Ian is showing his buzz here.
You might think 482 par 5, but this has got all the danger. It still averaged only 4.25. That's through the open division.
Yep.
Debo with his AVR again. Beautiful upshot.
Yep, sliding it up right to the pin. My dad going on a knee, going down to a knee with a forehand, throwing his Thunderbird here.
Yep. Forehand in my G-Star Thunderbird. Just pulled it a little bit to the left and got a good kick.
Boy, they're making this look real hard here.
I know, yeah. My dad's throwing his putter.
Oh, he's trying to ring it up.
Oh,
Oh, good run.
yeah.
Give it a shot, you know.
A little bit more uphill than it looks on camera, too, here.
Yeah.
Epic hole. We have plans of this gaining a new gold tee pad here in the future.
Interesting.
Adding a couple more feet to make this a little bit more dangerous. Be on the lookout for some news about some course improvements and maybe some other disc golf coming into Barnstead here.
Debo taking a eagle right there.
Little gamesmanship there.
Yeah. Bad karma. You wait your turn.
You have to. And all these guys, I've played a bunch of rounds with all these guys, and this is quite the ragtag crew.
That's it.
All right.
Hole 5, we got a par 3, 227. Just a hyzer with a stable putter. Try to hit this little grassy landing zone here and scoot up to the pin. Get a little trouble. Trees left and right that you clear those, you're in the good. If not, you're looking at a par at best.
Yep. Got out of bounds right and long. It's separating hole 18's pin location, so nothing you really have to worry about, but pretty defined line here. Just gotta hit the gap and get the fade. Oh, that'll play
Ian's
real
throwing a
good.
great shot right there, hugging the trees on the left side.
Looks like that flex drone.
Yep.
He's been throwing that for ages.
I think I went with Star Rat. Just
Skipping it up
throw it
there.
on a good hyzer and it kind of holds a nice glide. It doesn't fade out too early.
Shout out Team Innova.
Yep.
Absolutely. Loving the Innova plastic.
Yeah, we love it. Christian also throwing a great shot up the middle, parking it as well, right up there with Ian. Debo looking at a pretty big putt here. And just bounces it off the cage.
Don't go out of bounds.
Sit down.
Don't do it. Oh, good. Oh, probably 2 feet away from out of bounds there.
Oh.
You hate to see it.
Looking at about a 35-footer here.
Yep. Good putt.
Yeah, felt good. I was on it. This is probably my favorite tournament that I've played thus far. Just felt really good all 3 rounds. You know,
Heck
Really fun.
I'm usually known for throwing a really great round coming out of the gate in most tournaments and giving it away second and third round. That's what I'm known for, I guess.
I don't know about that, but not today. He's putting the pressure right back on Debo. Debo getting the bogey, Kevin getting the birdie. That's a 2-stroke swing, and Kevin's one back. So
Hole 6 here. par 3, 191 feet. It is pretty tight. Trees on both sides of the fairway. This one you can go long, but it's pretty straightforward.
What's your play on this hole?
I usually throw a hyzer up the right side, but there is also a flick gap to the left that I've seen some people do. But that's
Nice
what
little skip shot.
That's what I try to do, like
Yeah.
keep it low to the ground and try to skip it up
That's
there.
it.
Yeah, the star rat's working. The star rat's working.
Hey,
Keep
ground
it,
play.
Keep it
A
going.
lot of these shorter holes, that's your landing zone's much bigger if you just aim for a spot on the ground and play the ground.
Yep.
Ian skipping it up there, you should have a little downhill putt.
Christian going forehand through the
Forehand
hyzer
up
gap.
Flex forehand,
Yep.
all right.
Oh,
And
boy.
also parks it. Great shot by Christian.
Looking at his second birdie in a row.
Debo pulling it to the right, hitting one of the trees on the right side of the fairway up there.
And this hole 6 averaged 2.79. So it's 191 isn't that far, but it's a techie little shot to get all the way down there and get your birdie. Oh,
Ian giving it a good bid.
Yeah, Ian is giving it. Just
thought-
came up a little bit
thought
short.
that was in.
Yeah.
Debo to save par.
Yep.
And he
Needed
does.
that one. It's a good one after the last 2 putts.
Yep.
Always smiling,
He
man.
knows
This
it.
guy-
He
He's
knows
always
it.
in a great mood.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Nice cleanup by Ian. And a birdie from Kevin.
Yes,
So we got a tie at the top.
Yep. Kevin Kelley and Debo at 22 under.
feeling good. It was a good weekend.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if we mentioned it at the start, but big shout out to Disc Golf 978. They're sponsoring the coverage of this. Hole 7, par 3, 207. It's a little dinker downhill, but super fast and slippery. So probably the most ace course on the...
So here I'm throwing the Star Cayman, a really stable putter, upshot disc. Just putting a little ante on it and trying to match the angle of the ground coming in. And again, ground play. You don't want to go too long on this one because you'll be... Again, it's not too hard to get away from that birdie look and take a par. Christian doing the same.
Yep.
Got Ian going here. That's probably his flex drone, maybe?
Yep.
Maybe a putter.
Hitting an early tree. He should have a putt down at it though. The Leafs really helped with that one right there.
Yeah, nice little floaty bid. Hole 7's one you want to get the birdie on, that's for sure, but it's another one of the tricky short holes that a little bit off left and right, you can really find yourself in a tough spot.
My dad's looking at about a 15-footer right here. Oh, and airballs it.
Yeah. I got to tell you, that looked a lot worse on camera than it felt in real life. And it sucked in real life. That's the truth.
Real thoughts here from the Kellys.
I'm good at those.
Oh, yeah.
Air
Honesty
balls.
is a virtue.
That's it.
Yeah.
Christian getting the tap-in birdie right there. Taking a stroke on my dad and Ian.
You're just saying that to make me feel better.
All right. Hole 8.
I watched it. I didn't want that one anyway. We want.
Some good banter
what you
over
gotta
here.
do,
Some good banter.
learn from my mistakes. It's
Yeah.
good to see on coverage. Go back and study this one.
Yep.
Hole 8, we got a par 4, 372. It's uphill, really straight, tight wooded court on the right hand side. If you get into any of that, you're looking at a pretty good. You better have a good scramble. if you got the power, big turnover backhand, basically at that arrow sign at the base of the tree, you want to turn over just to the right side of that a little bit, put yourself in position for a birdie. And if you got the power, you can go power forehand also right at that sign and just try to fade up into the landing zone.
Probably plays all of 430, 440, significantly uphill and hard to get that late flip.
Debo's doing it a little bit low. It cut rolled a little bit off near the rock wall.
Rock wall is not OB here.
Nope, it is casual. My dad is throwing a Halo Wraith.
Yeah, I sawed it off just a tiny bit and put myself right where I said you wouldn't want to.
Okay, this coverage, you can learn a lot from it, huh?
That's it.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Ian is throwing a fantastic shot and just gets knocked down by one of the early trees up there.
I've seen Ian. Sometimes he will go for the gap up the right over
He would.
hole 9's fairway.
He would go for
I
that.
wonder if he was scheming up something like that.
Ian is throwing another flick. That is not something you see a lot by him.
He makes it known too. He'll let you know if he's throwing flicks, he's in trouble.
Oh yeah, I'm in the same boat. You won't see one out of me in the final 9.
But Dad's throwing a Star Cayman there. You can see the cameraman zoomed in on it right there.
Yeah, I put a little pepper on it because I had to punch through some shrubbery.
It
but
skipped up nicely.
That's a
though.
good shot. Yeah.
Debo also throwing a good shot up there.
Christian pretty far up there.
Flicking a putter, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Ian for birdie.
Ian with the PA3. It's always a scary proposition. Oh. Just off the right. Oh yeah, there it is.
Wasn't missing 2 15-footers in a row, that's for sure.
Dead center there. It's a good bounce back.
Yeah.
Putting the pressure back on Debo. Debo's coming up here, I think, for a birdie look, so.
Good birdie by Christian also as well.
Yep.
Same with Debo.
Yeah, pretty good scoring from the card. That averaged out to a 3.58, so not the toughest hole in the course, but she ain't easy.
Hole 9, par 3, 187 feet. We got another short one here. This one is, you don't see much people flicking this one. It's a backhand hole, but you got to be careful on what angle you put it on, because if it hits that hill on a hyzer, there's a very high chance it will roll down the hill.
Oh, and you don't want to see that. That's a late release from Christian.
Good throw here by Debo, just a floaty one. Hopefully it sits down,
Oh
and
yeah,
it does.
it'll be inside the circle.
It's not too hard to go long of this pin either. It's a real touchy, stable putter shot.
A little bit downhill.
Oh, and my
split
dad
the
get-
gaps.
Yep.
Kelly luck. That's what they
Praise
call it.
treeses.
Yep.
Praise the treeses.
There's a line there.
And of course Ian is going through the left gap.
Oh yeah.
Nice
Sit
touchy
down.
Annie shot.
And he puts it about 10 feet away.
It's a great shot.
Yeah, it is.
A real techie forehand here. Oh, it's gonna sit. Oh, that'd be almost a 40-footer back uphill.
Uphill.
Yep. My dad's just playing it safe, pitching it up there. Leaves it like 20 feet
Yeah,
short.
too safe.
Get him, Uriyah.
Oh, great bid by Christian with a pretty uphill putt.
Almost put it in.
Yeah, he did. Debo going to the straddle here. Oh, and just
yeah.
barely makes it over the cage. Good
That's
putt
a
by
birdie.
Debo, though.
Debo going 5 down for the round. Kevin to stay tied for the round.
My dad's going on a knee there.
Also 5 down.
Great birdie for me in there.
Taking the road less traveled. Backhand Annie. Love it.
That's a pretty solid front 9 played
Yeah.
by these guys here, including myself. I was pretty happy with my front 9 hole.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Disc Golf 978 is a fully stocked, one-stop shop for all your disc golf needs. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, Disc Golf 978 has what you need to improve your game. We have all major brands, a helpful and knowledgeable staff, convenient hours, and a customer rewards program. Disc Golf 978 is located within 30 minutes of 9 courses in Central Mass. Find us at 16 John Fitch Highway in Fitchburg, Mass, or on the web at discgolf978.com.
Huge thanks to Disc Golf 978. They're also not only a sponsor for the coverage today, but they're also a coverage or a sponsor of the Granite State Tour, and that's one of the events you're watching right now. We're hopping into the back 9 of the 3rd round. It's hole 10, 267, par 3. We got Debo
Throwing a nice backhand right up the middle just to skip it up there. Very clean shot.
Yeah, probably a little T-bird.
Leaving himself about a 25, 30-footer.
Got Ian probably going Thunderbird here.
Yep.
Also, probably inside the circle there as well.
I'm gonna with my Star Wraith, I believe I'm throwing here, my Halo Wraith. Just got a little early release. I was kind of trying to flip it up to flat and play a little ground play up to the pin, but should have a decent look to get up and down for my par there.
Yep.
This is Christian Olsen. He's throwing a D1.
Turns it over just a little bit.
Oh, he might have a putt from there, actually.
It'll be just in between both fairways.
Kevin for the birdie.
My dad giving it a run and just bounces it off the
Felt
cage.
good out of the hand. I thought it was going to keep the Kelley luck going,
That
but
looked good.
that's the other end of the Kelley luck right there.
Christian having a pretty cool putt on the knee. Giving it a good bid.
For 267, this is one of the hardest holes on the course.
Yep.
Playing .25 strokes over par. Oh, Ian thought he had it.
Just barely chains out left side.
Got Debo probably from 25.
Yep.
Take a
Smashes
stroke on the
it.
card.
That's a good birdie.
That is a great birdie to get.
So he's pushing his lead out to 3. It looks like over Kev. 5 over Ian. And 7 over Christian. A little bit of separation happening here. Start out the back 9.
Yep.
All right, coming into hole 11, par 3, 310 feet. A lot of people play mid-range hyzer up the right-hand side. Just push a hyzer. Try not to hit any of this, as you'll be in jail again. You get a little bit of sloping right. That can get you in trouble if you catch edge and roll away. Or you can go with a stable or a slightly understable mid-range and throw a Annie or hyzer flip up the left-hand side, which is the play I usually go for.
Debo throwing the line I usually go with a hyzer shot.
Yeah, that's my gap too. I like that approach. Ian's going to show you the turnover gap. I've got kicked down. So hole 10, the last hole, that was the hardest hole in the course by the MPO division. And we're going into the second hardest hole here. So quite the 1-2 punch here at the Woods of Beauty Hill.
My dad hitting first available.
That's what I do sometimes. Tried the Ian Craveiro Annie the hyzer flip up the left-hand side and just got away from me a little bit.
Sounds like Uriyah might be cooking dinner tonight. Good little ground play there from Ian.
Yep. Just a little hyzer pitch up, just to give him a little putt.
Be able to clean up that par.
Debo having a patent pending stance.
Probably with a little AVR.
Yep. Giving it a good bid.
Another good little ground play.
That was a tough one.
Christian on the rock wall, going forehand down at the basket.
Also, no OB on this hole, so
Nope.
that's all fine up there.
He gives it a good shot, just enough to give him a good little putt. My dad trying to save his par here with a any putt. He gives it a great bid, just flies past it a little bit.
I thought that was in too. He's
Felt
putting
good.
good bids on him. Putting
That's
good
it.
bids.
You hang out with a Granite State kid long enough, you pick up a thing or two.
Yeah.
Yep. Ian saving his par there.
And taking a bogey, first bogey of the round.
Not pleased.
Christian save par.
Yep.
Again, this is one of our Granite State Tour stops. It's right in the middle of our season and had some awesome turnout. Good crew. Thanks again to Terry Murphy for all these drone footage coverage. Part 5, hole 12, 550 feet. We're sorry for New England Disc Golf Productions. How you guys plan to film this, I don't know how, but
Dogleg right.
this is a tough one.
You see big stroke separations on this hole throughout the field.
Yeah.
Watching live scoring, it's a very tight shot. Probably plays 250 feet to a landing zone and straight, almost 90-degree dogleg to the right. Carry another 250 feet or so.
Yep. Yeah, this just keeps on going and going. And if you're not past that kind of first cluster of trees, that second shot is pretty demanding. So
Christian just barely gets past those trees on the right-hand side.
that's another D1 shot right there for Christian.
My dad throwing the Halo Wraith. Throwing it a little right. Going on hole 11's fairway.
Just couldn't get the forehand going today. Everything was coming out a little early. Probably because I had a camera in my face. That's when I throw it away mostly.
My dad throwing a great shot through the trees up there. It's kind of
Pretty good forehand there.
Yeah.
That's it. The old poke and hope.
Yep. Ian just throwing any shot just to give him a shot up to the basket.
Yeah, that's the kind of preferred layup zone. That'll give you a straight look, about 200 feet right at it.
Debo also throwing a great shot.
Tree weaving. Got Ian. Looks like he's lining up a buzz shot.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's a clean shot right there.
Ian loves his buzzes.
Puts himself about 10 feet from the pin.
Hole 12, this one was actually 4.63. Surprisingly, 0.37 under par for the third round from the pros. I guess first round they probably figured it out.
Of course, I would do that with my lucky scramble second shot there.
Like the point to the camera.
That's it.
Yeah.
I made sure he got it. That's all.
Yeah. Get a good one. Always good vibes on this card. Even if they're frustrated, you're going to see a lot of smiles out of these guys.
Debo with the throw-in three. That was a lot of fun to watch right there.
Oh,
That was a great throw and a little patent pending again.
run it back.
Just a little floater right into the basket. That's awesome.
Clean.
Don't see too many eagles on this hole.
No, not from 150 out.
No.
Or however far he was. It was a
Yeah.
good throw.
Oh. If you didn't have a big enough lead before, that brings Debo up to -8 for the round.
Christian giving it a good bid, coming up a little short. Looked good out of his hand. Saving the par after that early tree kick off the tee
Yeah.
pad. I felt pretty good about that.
That's a pretty good par. Heck yeah. Ian getting his birdie.
Yeah, good birdie from Ian.
And Christian
Yes,
also
sir.
getting the birdie.
Yep.
So we got an 8 down, 4 down, 4 down, 4 down. Pretty good shooting out of these guys.
hole 13, par 3, 317 feet. Pretty straight for the most part. I usually throw a hyzer shot just to, hang it out wide and just crash in near the pin. A lot of people do the hyzer, but for these guys, it'll probably be mid-range.
Got OB on the left-hand side. It's going to take a while to get, hard to get all the way into OB.
That's a great shot by Debo right there.
Oh, he's trying to trace the same line here.
Yep.
Oh, a little
leaving
short.
Leaving it just a tad bit short.
Probably a 35-footer.
Yeah,
Still got a
downhill.
putt.
That's the common mistake if you're not going early to the left. OB on the left-hand side, I believe, on this hole.
Yep.
Christian leaving it a little bit straighter with just a little bit of fade at the end. He should have a putt out of the basket, though.
Christian throwing a putter, 317 feet. Pretty standard.
Yep. Dad, what you throwing here?
I'm going with my Wraith, just light power on a hyzer.
Leaving it a little bit
A
wide.
little more controlled. Yep.
Going a little bit long.
Actually. Yeah, it was a little longer than I had wanted, but I had a pretty decent look at the pin.
Ian with a
All
great
right.
putt downhill. Good 35 footer to
He's
save
loving
birdie.
it. He's got that beast hat on.
That's it.
Yep.
Doing beast stuff.
It's good when you start the putts off that way.
Yep.
I'm looking at about a 40-footer. Boom.
Oh,
That's also a
not
great.
getting big putted today.
Nope.
It's good. Ian kicked it off. Thanks, Ian.
Kev. Yep. Good vibes.
Some putts were feeling good that day. Actually, all weekend, really.
Yeah. It's a good way to score here at Beauty Hill. Hit your gaps and make your putts.
Beautiful. Christian keeping the ball rolling.
Yep.
Nobody's missing putts. Not on hole 13. A little bit of breeze out here. Normally you get into the shelter of the woods, and this is the first breezy hole you're gonna hit.
That is a star frame right there with Debo at 29 under.
Yeah. All right, we're going into hole 14, par 3, 241. You got the big maple here to miss, and it's kind of tucked into these trees. You can either go straight line low or big spike hyzer around the tree.
Debo throwing his AVR X3. Putting it right pin high, just to the right-hand side on that tree line there. Should have a
It's a
decent
great
look.
spot to be.
Ian doing Ian things.
Yep.
Hanging it way wide.
Flex your own spike hyzers.
That's what I try to do. I try to spike it into the tree and just hope it gets
Filters through.
Yep.
Oh,
Christian hitting a early tree branch up there.
try to rollbacks. All right, Kev, what do we got here?
I'm throwing, I believe, the Cayman. Just got a little early on me. I wanted just a stable putter. Again, play low for ground play and not try to get hung up by the low ceiling branches on the swing in.
Some long bids here for birdie. Probably most likely layups there. These are tough spots.
But I'm floating it just a little bit over the basket.
Big putt here for Ian.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Great putt.
Great angle there too.
Yeah, with the camera right behind the basket. I bet he was feeling a little bit of pressure right there.
Yeah. Oh, I bet he soaks that up. Loves it. That's the Ian Craveiro I know. Christian cashing in his par. Couple strokes given back here. This is one you definitely want to get coming down the home stretch. Heating up here. Hole 15's a new gold tee pad. What do we got here, Kev?
Got a big field shot, one that everybody kind of itches to open up on throughout the round. It really lets you hang one out there. This one is playing back closer to the parking lot, playing over OB. Just a placement shot. big anti-backhand for a lot of players. I think that's what we'll see Debo here do with a Halo Destroyer.
Yeah, probably one of the biggest arms in New England.
Debo
It's
leaving
fun to
it.
watch him throw, but boy, that was a little low.
Yeah,
Just
Debo.
barely getting over.
Yeah, Debo leaving it just a little bit low, just barely making it over out of bounds.
Huge turnout here today. We had 2 courses completely full of people. Awesome to see the turnout. And as you can see, all the sponsor banners here. Would like to give a quick shout out to all the Granite State Tour sponsors: Litherman's Limited Brewing, Disc Golf 978, On Point Construction, Top of the Hill, White Mountain Disc Golf, Granite Life Realty, Smoke Proper, and Beast Disc Golf. So thanks again to you guys. You help everything keep churning in the right direction, and we got big plans for next year. So what do we got here, Kev?
Going with a forehand with the Halo Wraith again, just to play it safe and put it in a good spot. Had the old slip grip going that day, so I was kind of leaning a little more on my forehand. That one there, I don't know what I was thinking.
Yep.
Grass was a little long. Took it down.
Yep.
Reached way up there and grabbed my disc.
At least you made sure the cameraman got it again.
That's it.
That's it.
It's good coverage. Debo going with the Halo Destroyer again.
That time he got it up in the air.
Leaving himself about a 45-footer.
That's probably like a 425-foot shot right there.
Oh yeah, that was a big throw. And throwing a standstill.
With the flag stamp something or other.
Yep. Just straight up
Flag
into the
died.
air. Hopefully it gets somewhere.
Might have been the beefy destroyer.
Yep. Most likely.
I thought Christian was going Condor. Oh, almost rings it
Beautiful.
up.
Yeah, it looked good
That was
from
an
back where
awesome
he was
shot.
at.
My dad's got to get up there to save par.
That's a good forehand.
Halo Destroyer.
Doesn't leave it low there.
Great
Parks
shot.
it.
All right, got a couple big putts here.
Yep. Oh, just bouncing it off the band. Great bid by Ian, though.
Almost 3 great putts in a row there. What a run. Oh, another one.
Yeah, also bouncing it off the band.
A lot of swirly wind out here in this field. Kind of depends if you're on which side of the field, how much headwind or tailwind you're getting.
That's it.
It seems like you're always headwind, but
Christian taking a stroke on the field with a great birdie putt there.
Christian making a comeback here.
Ian to save par.
We got a good battle for the final 9, which is going to happen after this round 3. We got the top 4 players were slated to be getting into the final 9, so big pressure here. This is a par 3, 328, hole 16. Actually, the 3rd hardest hole in the course. Got a pretty defined line, kind of wraps around downhill, and then want to fade to the basket. Got a double Mando here on the Guardian trees. Pretty tough shot. What do you throw here, Uriyah?
I try to throw a Leopard 3 just on a hyzer flip so it goes straight for most of the way that it has to, and then fade out at the end and try to, just leave myself a putt.
Yep.
Debo putting a good.
Yeah, beautiful
run on
hyzer
it.
flip on it.
Oh, yeah.
Parks it.
That's what you want to see.
Yep.
Ian throwing the flex drone. Almost got through. Hung up on the left-hand side.
What you throwing here, Dad?
That's a good question. No, I don't think that was my leopard 3. Actually, it was. That was my leopard 3. I pulled it a little bit to the right. Got
flat.
lucky as all get up somehow, and sitting there with Debo for a birdie putt.
Nice.
Take
Battle
it.
here.
In from about 80 feet out.
A little turned out of the hand. That's a good angle though. Comes in pretty soft.
Yep. Oh, Christian just bouncing off the cage.
Everybody's all over it.
I know.
It's all right there.
Tapping out for par.
Bag on, stool in hand. Classic Christian.
I'll take my lucky birdie.
Heck yeah.
Stack them up.
That puts you in a tie with Uriyah Craveiro.
I think at this point, I knew that I wasn't really going to catch Debo too much, but I had this little guy over here to my left doing the commentation with us in Ian's back pocket, telling him, just beat my dad, just beat my dad. So that was what was keeping me going.
Yeah.
Don't let Ian beat me, because my kid wanted him to.
Hole 17.
That's got to be love.
Hole 17 here. Par 3, 197. Just a little hyzer shot with like a putter or mid-range I usually throw.
Got another hyzer flick lane over to the left-hand side, but you see mostly hyzers on this one.
You actually aced this one this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, we were playing a funzy round
Yeah.
out
Yep.
there right before this tournament, I think, and
Just do a hyzer right into it.
yep, said, well, let's ace it.
I threw my star rat, got caught up on a rock. I'm trying to match Debo's line with his AVR.
Leaving himself about 10, 12 feet, 15.
Yeah, about that.
Pretty much just don't want to hit early. Anything early here is hard to get
fun.
up and down.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of out of bounds. Got to go pretty long of the bucket to find it, but
There also is
Certainly
a flick
there.
lane that Christian just threw.
a little inside on that. Christian from about 45. Oh,
Oh,
another
just
front
leaving,
rim.
just leaving it a bit short.
All over it. There it is, Kevin.
A little straddle putt from about 15, 20 feet.
Yep.
Don't let Ian beat you.
Ian picks up the birdie.
Yep.
Doing beast things here.
And Debo leaving himself with a 2-foot tap in.
It's the best way I make putts. Normally works out. All right, hole 17. Tight battle here.
Coming into hole 18, finishing hole here. This is one that you usually typically unload your bag on at the end of the day. A lot of fun. Par 4, 520 feet. Just punch it out. That's your aiming point, the tree line to the back of the fairway there, and kind of get in this area. A lot of people throw a big ante turnover and try to stuff it down there if you get the backhand. I myself play the forehand to the field and try to not hit the one branch that I always hit. So
Yeah, and we're playing a little bit different basket location on this one. Special to this tournament, we put the basket a little bit farther down the hill to the right. Makes it significantly harder. But you'll see it down there tucked to the right.
Debo with a great anti-flex with his Halo Destroyer.
That's a pretty good pull right there.
There is a OB on this hole right side. It holds right side the whole way down, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, wraps around the basket.
Yep.
A lot of danger here.
Rock wall.
That there, I got extremely lucky again.
Kick back in.
I thought I made the corner, and it just faded out a little early and punched in. I thought it was going to be on the fairway of hole 6, I believe it is.
It looked like
Hole
it
5.
stayed in bounds, huh?
Yep.
Ian throwing
Nice.
a massive Anheuser
Oh,
with
that's-
most likely a destroyer.
Wow, that's beast power right there.
Yep, putting himself in the shade.
Yeah, also key. Pretty warm day out there, if I remember. It was great weather all weekend, but
Yeah.
yeah, we got treated to something nice. Also in the shade, man. I guess if you go into hole 1's fairway, that's out of bounds too, but you don't normally see that.
No, that's a
Couple
pretty
good
big.
rips.
Yeah, that's a pretty big throw.
Couple up shots here. This is a real slippery green here. Checked up nice. Give him a look for the birdie. Christian making sure he doesn't ace the short basket.
Nice touchy forehand there.
Yep. Ian jump putting it from a pretty far distance,
Wow.
leaving
himself about 15 feet.
I was pretty surprised to find myself past the corner.
In bounds.
Yeah, and just to do that with it. So that's how I rewarded myself.
All right.
I was
so-
pretty happy with my round there anyhow. So no more further damage, just put it under the basket and walk out with a par. I was good enough with that after
Yeah.
shooting 7 down on that round. So
Heck yeah. Solidified your spot. You probably knew you were already into the final 9 here going into the hole. Ian looks to be the same.
Yep.
Debo, another birdie. Going 13 down for the round. That's a
pretty solid round.
That's pretty good. That was a 1030 rated round 3. Christian, he got his birdie there. Oh, faking him out. Ever the showman, Ian Craveiro. Great rounds by all 3 of you guys, though. 7 down.
Yep.
By all of you, that's
a lot of fun.
Pretty solid shooting.
yeah, good vibes all day with them 4.
All right, guys. After a fun 3 rounds here, got the top 10 board. We got Josh DiBattista 33 down with an 8-stroke lead over Ian Craveiro, Kevin Kelley, Christian, and myself hopping on the final 9 here.
Good looking card right there.
Yeah. This was some of the most fun I've had playing disc golf. We had a huge contingent of players out here supporting the event, and almost every one of them stuck around and watched this final 9. So stoked to have you guys back, and can't wait to watch this 2021 Beauty Hill Championship wrap-up.
Debo making a nice correction from round 3 there, but he got a little higher than he did the final round there and got a little bit of shrubbery on the way down.
Yeah, just catching that final limb there. We had Uriyah Kelley doing all the announcing for all the players. You might be hearing some of that now.
Yep.
And Craveiro with a beautiful anti-flex, giving himself about a 15-footer.
My dad throwing the what is that? The Invader again?
Yes, yep.
Just throwing it a little bit low. He's gonna leave himself about 50 feet, 40.
Yeah, just outside of circle 1. 40, 45 feet maybe.
What you throwing here?
This is old trusty first run Vibram VP.
That thing's pretty beat in.
Yeah, she's a straight flyer as far as VPs go. Happy with that?
Nice 20-foot putt there to start the round.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the way you want to start out a final 9.
Yeah.
This is awesome to watch coverage. Thanks again to Disc Golf 978 for all this awesome coverage of one of our favorite courses in New Hampshire. Christian getting a little bit of tree love there.
Yeah. I could, I'm pretty sure he's going to sail past it a little bit, but that branch stopped him. Give him about a 15, 20-footer.
Oh, I thought Kevin rang that up.
2 rounds in a row would have been nice.
Yeah. Want to give a shout out to our TDs of this event. Had some awesome local step up outside of the TDs, but huge thanks to Dylan Adjutant and Will McDuff. Always mainstays here at the woods of Beauty Hill. Good cleanup from Kevin there. Ian's starting out with a birdie.
Yep.
The crowd's loving it.
All right, nice clean birdie. Starts the
Take
round.
that.
And Christian as well. Hit the same branch Debo did, but was fortunate enough to push through and give himself a nice 10-footer.
Yep.
Ian, Christian, and Charlie got the deuce there. Hole 2, par 3, 297 feet. Pretty uphill, but usually I play a hyzer, try to get near this rock wall at the bottom here. But yeah, I try to do. I just try to get up near the chicken thing there.
The big coop.
Yep.
Now we got
Sometimes I will hit it.
Ian going big flex.
Yep.
The
Turns
wind-
it over.
The wind did pick up here this final
Yeah.
nine a little bit, so you'll see a little bit more breezy conditions than the round before here.
What you got here?
This is old D1 put on a spike hyzer angle. I don't know what I was doing there, but
The wind kind of just pushed that one down a little.
yeah, lifted it up and then pushed it right back down. I think Christian might also be going D1 here.
Nice little hyzer up there.
Oh yeah, pretty similar to his first round putt.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he was telling us he should have thrown a putter.
Yep. Debo's going pretty big here.
Oh yeah.
Well, leaving it just a tad bit short. He'll probably have a putt through the trees or somewhere around him.
Yep.
I'm throwing a G-Star Destroyer here. Nice hyzer flip up. Get around the chicken shack there. Trying to give everybody the nice gallery we got there for the first time. Give them a little bit of a show.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of people there.
A lot of the guys hung at the top of the hill, watched lots of shots coming down.
Ian doing the same thing as he did in round 3, going to a knee, flicking, trying to get around those little trees right there.
Little step putt coming at you from right into the tree.
Got caught up a little.
That's a great way to start. Tricky spot I left myself in. Don't want to be there. That's kind of the same thing with Christian.
Yeah, those leaves up there just kind of knocked him down.
Yeah.
I gave myself a nice little window.
Nice and framed up here.
Yeah, 25 feet.
Right down the middle.
Canned it. Approval from the boy, as you can see.
Yep.
I don't think he was rooting for Ian Craveiro too much at that point.
Nope. Debo leaving himself with a little straddle around the tree here.
Oh, yeah.
Automatic.
All day.
Good deuce.
Debo pushing his lead out a little bit farther over us.
Saving the par there.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Ian cleaning up par. And the same with Christian.
Pretty stacked up, second through fifth place there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we had Christian Olsen and myself tied after the third round, so both got into the final nine thanks to the awesome guys at New England Disc Golf Productions. So
All
hole
right.
3 again.
Par 3 downhill. We're looking at 386 feet again. Just try to get it over the stone wall and play up to the basket without putting it in the road.
Yep. There is OB down the left side of the fairway. There's a little string or
Little wire down there.
yeah, wire, and Debo hitting a good tree there. Or
Yeah, might have snuck OB if it missed it. I don't know, but either way, he'll have a putt coming up here.
Dad, what you throwing here?
I threw a...
Destroyer again?
Yep.
That
No,
thing
not
is
the destroyer. I
sailing.
threw a star right there and got a pretty lucky kick off a tree.
Yep.
Back towards the pin just outside the circle there.
Almost killed the cameraman. And throwing a nice flex shot there. Hopefully he gets around some trees. and it sneaks through. He should have a pretty good putt there.
Might have been one of those Uriyah Kelley rocks over there, huh?
Yep.
Oh. I got a Hornet here. Pretty overstable discraft mid. Just trying to hang it out to the right. And
That's a really good shot right there. Hopefully it doesn't get stopped by the rock wall, which it does a little bit, but
kind of trickled through. I got a
yeah.
awkward 45 feet.
Yep.
Got Christian here. Could have sworn he threw more condors in this round. I don't know. This looks like another ace line.
Yep.
Oh,
Great
beautiful.
shot as well. Leaving himself a little bit off to the right, but he should have a pretty decent putt at it. Debo coming up a little bit short. He should have a pretty good putt at it, though. I'm not sure if he's going to run it, and almost sinks it.
Right off the front rim. A lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd over here.
Yep.
Ian from about 45. That's a tough spot in there.
Yep.
I got this one tree right in my way.
Did you just hyzer it? Yep. Oh, great putt.
Clean.
That's awesome.
Love to see it. Yeah, the crowd's hooting and hollering. It was awesome to have a gallery back with us, and
Absolutely.
Just a little bit short.
Little sallied. Had the camera eyeballing me from the other side of the basket there.
Christian for the birdie.
That's a
Beautiful.
great birdie.
Christian and myself starting out 2 down each. Got Ian's be cleaning up the par here. We got Ian, Debo, and Kevin all 1 down. It's getting a little bit tighter. Right at the battle for second here. Unfortunately, Debo's just doing Debo things. So.
That's it. One pony race.
What do we got here, Uriyah?
Hole 4, 482 feet, par 5. It's a dogleg left with, after you get around the corner, it's pretty much just all uphill from there.
So hole 4 here. I think I'm throwing my trusty Hornet.
Skipping it up there, leaving yourself a pretty good shot uphill.
Might be a forehand, and I don't like doing those on camera. So. We got Christian. A lot of people try to throw a little bit more overstable disc and get that skip. He almost went in the bathtub.
Makes the correction from the final round quite nicely.
Yeah, that's you rarely see shots get all the way up there. So
Yeah, leaving himself a pretty good upshot from there.
Debo trying to follow suit. Almost hitting Marc, our catch cam guy over here.
A little pinched off on the left-hand side over there, but should be able to get up and down for a birdie anyway. To the same disc, but just made sure I didn't pull it too straight like I did the first round and found myself right in the middle of the fairway.
I gave that the good height.
Right in the mud.
I'll take it.
Boy, everybody's going right at you, Marc, huh? Sorry. Weren't trying to kill you over here.
Ian's going past the fairway just a little bit. He should have a pitch out from there, though.
I'm trying to hit a 3-foot line so I don't throw a forehand on camera. That wasn't a great call.
You got a good kick out of it, though.
Yeah, I'll take it. Got Ian, he's got a pretty tough spot in there. That's pretty well done, though, from that spot.
What you got here?
This is a Discraft Glide. Pretty understable mid-range.
Just trying to get it up there to get a putt.
Yep, turned it over a little bit too much, but I'll take that.
You throwing your halo right here, Dad?
Yeah, I thought it was the right answer. Realized it kind of wasn't.
He got a pretty good kick at the end, though.
Just flipped up a little bit too much. Good line on it, though. Not sure what that was from Debo. Maybe a Firebird.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Christian with a PA3 trying to ring it up. Cool. It's one of the best drives you'll ever see on this hole.
Yeah, that was a great shot. Just a approach up there.
Yeah.
Be a 3-stroke improvement from the round prior on
Right.
his in there.
Yeah. If you haven't watched yet, go back and check out round 3 coverage. See how we got to this point here. Huge shout out again to Disc Golf 978 and New England Disc Golf Productions for coming all the way up and supporting this coverage. Oh.
He's so fun to watch from that 80-foot mark, you know?
Yeah, Debo almost ringing it up. How far are you, Dad?
Oh,
60?
75 feet maybe. Uphill. Just,
Pitching it up there.
Yeah. Be
You
happy
got a
with a
little
birdie.
straddle.
Yeah, and I just hit front rim.
Should have threw the forehand.
Yep, I should have thrown a forehand. I'm okay with it. A little bit right from Ian. And Christian for the eagle.
You don't see that very often from Ian.
Yeah,
Great eagle by Christian.
yeah, that's
Debo did that on round 3, which is pretty sweet.
a couple eagleable holes for sure out here on the woods of Beauty Hill. So hole 4, this is a little bit fun final 9 layout. We played 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to show you guys 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 18. Or 15 and 18. But going into the hole 5 of the final 9, this is regular hole 12. Par 5, 550. You saw Debo get the eagle on this in coverage earlier. Spoiler alert. But OB right, marked by a cable. OB long, rock wall. Pretty demanding par 5.
Christian with a beautiful forehand
Yeah,
right
that-
to the corners. Pretty prime time where you want to be.
Looks like the old Ninja Turtle D1. Been seeing that fly a lot today.
Yeah, he flexed it nicely up there. Debo
Is he going
turning it a little bit early.
ABR
off-
X3 off the tee?
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Just probably trying to play it safe up there.
Yeah. Some different level power.
Just letting
Way
it.
early. Again, just couldn't get that forehand down this weekend.
Still safe OB though, so looked like it stayed in bounds. Got an old Glow 10-year buzz here. This thing is just seasoned to perfection and a little bit too much turn, but I'll take that. I think Ian's also going buzz. That looks like more the
Beautiful.
line.
That's a great shot by Ian.
Corrected a little bit on the first round.
Yep.
Still a little bit, landed a little bit left, but that's still going to give him a fine angle.
Debo ended up a little bit on 11's fairway. Putting a little cut roller into the ground. He left it a little bit low. What are you throwing here? A Halo Destroyer?
Yep, just
Trying to skip it up there.
poke it through and give myself a look at the basket. Turned out pretty good. I managed to punch through that last set of trees there. Got pretty good position.
A good shot there from Debo.
Yep.
Give himself a look at a birdie. I throw prayer rollers from that spot. That's what that was. So he got up there pretty decent. Uh-oh. And Ian after the great drive.
He kicked. Was that a kick left?
I think that was a kick left. I think he stayed in bounds though.
That's good. Oh, that also was let go a little bit early, kicking out of bounds. You fucking
Star came in here on a hyzer and
trying to get it up there.
yep, just put myself in another good position.
Great shot there.
Another chance to whiff a 10-footer. My specialty.
A tight battle here. We're about halfway through the final 9, and still a lot of tight battles for that second place spot.
Just don't let Ian Craveiro beat me. That was my only goal. Kept hearing it off in the background.
Yeah,
Persistent.
that's what Uriyah will do.
Yep.
Push you to greatness.
8 days a week.
That's got to be love.
Oh,
Ian thought it was in.
I did as well.
Yep.
It looked great. It was a great bid. How far were you on this one, would you say?
This is probably like a 55 footer.
Yep.
It's right at the edge of wanted a jump putt, but not.
Yeah. Just trying to put it up there.
Yep. Give it a soft bid.
Good putt. Birdie.
Good birdie for Kevin there.
Take the birdie.
Round 3, you saved a pretty good par on this hole.
I did.
Making the one-stroke improvement there.
And taking the par there.
Christian also with the par. Debo with the par, and I get a little flashy birdie.
Hole 6 here, par 3, 317 feet. This one, most people usually do the hyzer to try to spike down at the pin. That's what I try to do at least. You'll see some of these guys on this card throw either mid-ranges or fairways. But
Yeah, OB left. Pretty hard to find that off the tee, but it's certainly in the back of your mind.
what'd you throw in here, Dad?
I think I switched it up from the first round and went with a T-bird, I believe that was.
Leaving it just a little bit short.
Yeah, I think just outside circle 1, maybe circle 2-ish, 40-footer.
What you got here?
This is a fairly overstable stalker.
Were you trying to hang it out just a little bit more?
Yeah, a little bit more to the right would have been pretty ideal, but
Yep.
still gives me a putt, so
Yeah,
I'll take
yeah.
that. Got Christian, I think he's throwing putter.
That's awesome.
That
On a-
sounds about right.
Yep, 317 feet.
Pretty standard, Christian.
Yep.
And Debo's throwing maybe RX3, I think.
I believe so, yes.
Leaving it out wide. This is what I try to do and just try to let it spike down at the basket like that.
Yeah, that's way easier than what I was doing.
Yep. I'm pretty sure Ian is throwing a Champion Thunderbird.
Looks
Yes.
like it.
I think it's that crystal one you gave him,
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave
Uriyah.
a few years back. I bought him that at BSR.
With some funny money he won. I think it was
Nice.
at the main state championships there for the juniors there.
Yep. And my dad just whiffs that one.
Whiff.
Gosh,
That's it.
No surprise.
brutally honest.
Ian leaving it just a little bit short.
Just a little low. We're putting on quite the performance here on our final 9, hole 6. A little knuckleball,
Good
corner
birdie.
pocket. I couldn't let Debo get the only one.
Good putt there.
Good comebacker.
Save the par. Save myself further embarrassment in front of the kid.
Beat Ian Craveiro.
That's it. Or it's going to be an awkward ride home. All right, Debo and Charlie, Papa Chuck, both carding the birdie on that hole there. Everybody else parring out.
Yep. We got hole 7 here, 241 feet, par 3. I also usually play the hyzer to try to, get through the tree right here, try to get past all the branches. You'll probably see some of these guys do it.
Yeah, I'm going straight up the middle with the
Yep.
old trusty Hornet.
That was perfect. That slid right up to
Play a
it.
little ground play and
Good shot.
looks like another AVR X3 shot from Debo. He's taking the inside gap.
He's giving it a little bit of a bid there.
Must have gotten a little bit of that first guardian tree. What do we got here, Kev?
I was just going with a Wraith to play the Plinko hyzer through the trees and
Just
have
a
it sit
control.
down. Yeah, just I like to usually hang it a little wider and let it come crashing in through the trees.
This is what I usually do, or I try to do. I try to spike it in. And Christian just parks that.
Perfect.
That works.
I'm pretty sure Ian's doing it as well.
Yeah, he's going flex drone, I think.
Just trying to spike it right next to the basket.
I think he yelled out for the people after this.
Yep, I'm pretty sure he left that.
For the people.
He left that a little bit wide, I'm pretty sure, leaving himself just a farther. Ooh, Debo.
Say it. He whiffed it just like I did.
You don't see that very much.
No, you don't. Not with that guy.
Just the little leaves right there knocking him down. It looked like
a little bit longer than his round 3
Yep.
shot. Left him with a tricky angle.
You going to a knee here?
Kind of the
That
same
one there,
thing.
that one hurt.
Yeah.
I wanted it so bad. It was actually a closer putt than it looked on camera. Should have at least hit middle.
That one little bushy tree there, sapling is it's growing up a little bit, and
Good
right in
boost.
the way. Yeah, a couple birdies there.
All
Getting a
right.
little tight here.
That's it. Hole 8, normal hole 15 of the course. Big 750-foot par 4. Again, playing from a different tee location than we normally play in leagues. Back near the parking lot, and you're playing over OB. Just to spike it out in the field, give yourself a chance at parking a birdie up there.
Yep. Yeah, this is the first ever gold tee pad out here at Beauty Hill, so hope to see some more of these going in. And yeah, thanks again to owners Maria Parizio and all the people that put in a whole bunch of time out here on the course. This is awesome to see coverage.
Yeah. There's a lot of extra distance from the regular tee pad here.
Yeah, probably added another
70, 80 feet.
maybe even 150,
Yeah,
200.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, way more.
So you can see the old tee right to the left there.
Yep.
Um,
Leaving the hole much harder with the winds that there are.
Makes a little bit more of a true par 4. This is a
Debo.
good rip.
Halo Destroyer.
Good
Yeah.
correction for the first round.
Yep.
Also going Halo Destroyer, but with a forehand.
Don't leave it low.
Or early.
That's up there.
That just barely made it.
Did it? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, that darn OB.
If it
keeps
did,
on
I didn't
going.
deserve it, that's for sure.
Got Ian ripping a destroyer, I bet.
Yeah.
Might be a Shrike. Sometimes he likes busting out a
He's going for the roller.
roller.
Just doesn't quite make it.
He's trying too hard to beat me. That's all that Uriyah Kelley wanted that day.
Yeah.
Looks like you passed OB by a few feet.
Oh no, I messed it up anyway.
Big second shot here. This is
Didn't.
probably all a 425, 450.
Yeah.
Just a little early. I wanted to hang it out a little more, but again, you can never really tell what the wind's going to be doing up on this hill.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes be blowing in two different directions.
Pretty swirly area.
Ian's just mashing this one.
Ian's trying to go to basket 6 over there.
Yep. The grass is a little bit long, so it is hard to get, that extra skip that you sometimes need.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I put way too much hyzer, but yeah, it's the putt.
Yep.
three-way tie here for second place, so this is a big shot by Christian.
Yep.
And that's
Similar
done really well.
Similar to his final round, almost identical play.
I'm pretty sure Debo's throwing the Firebird here. I could be wrong.
That looks like a Firebird.
Yeah.
Might be his Metal Flake T-Bird, but Kev from probably, what, 75, 80 feet?
Yeah, give it a, yep, I was out of ways.
Just giving it a little bit.
Don't let Ian beat me.
Yeah.
It's the only goal I had.
And Ian is thinking, I gotta beat Kevin. Oh,
Ian with
yeah.
a smash. That's a great putt.
And the crowd goes wild.
Slow Mez.
Run it back.
He walks it too. That's awesome.
Yeah, he knew it right away. Great putt. Great putt, Ian. That brings Ian back into contention here. Only one stroke back of...
With one more hole left to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good air ball there.
Debo putting for his 3.
Automatic.
Great putt, Debo. Debo's going turkey right there, I think.
Yep.
That's
That's no surprise.
nope. Another huge shout out to all of our sponsors here at the Granite State Tour, allowing us to run events like this. Just want to give a shout out to Litherman's Limited Brewing, White Mountain Disc Golf, Granite Life Realty, Smoke Proper, Beast Disc Golf, On Point Construction, Top of the Hill, and Disc Golf 978. Also your sponsors of this coverage. Final hole of the final 9. What do we got here, Uriyah?
We got hole 9, regular 18, 520 feet, par 4.
And this one's going to the other basket location that we played in round 3, a little bit farther down to the right.
Yep.
Christian takes the box with his birdie on the previous hole, and also jumped him to sole second place.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is OB along the right side of this hole that wraps around the basket at the end. There's just a rock wall all the way up the right side of the fairway the whole way through, so. Debo ripping just a huge bomb.
He's trying to go out of bounds long.
Yep. And
He might
he
have.
does.
He might have. Yep.
OB, there we go.
That was a rip.
Yeah, it was.
Probably all of 550 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Ian's got a lot of ante on this. Come on back out.
And it doesn't kick out.
After seeing that, I'd grab a fairly overstable D1 and
Just try to rip it out there.
play real safe. But I'll take that. I'm at the top of the hill.
Smart.
Decent angle down it.
You're leading this final 9 with a oh wait, never mind.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
Christian.
Christian.
Yep. With a 6
Christian.
under, and then you.
6 down through 8 holes. That's pretty good.
That's solid, yeah.
Yeah, he came in tied with me going into the final 9. And,
Dad, you just barely got
I
past
did.
that tree.
Well, no, I hit the corner well, but I had to
good
after
shot.
hitting that branch, like
Yeah.
I told myself not to do.
Yeah, you did say it before you threw.
Yeah.
it's a real tricky spot to be in if you don't get
Wow.
around the corner. I thought Ian was about to throw
Yeah.
it in on the short basket. This could be a tricky spot to be. Throwing the glide here,
That thing does glide.
and I got saved just barely by that last branch. Inbounds by 4 inches.
And Christian put himself in a great position here.
Yeah.
Nice touchy forehand to hopefully secure a birdie.
Yep. Leaves it. Oh wait, that's a good shot.
Oh yeah, that'll be just fine. Debo on his victory lap here.
He's just probably trying to run it at this
Got a
point.
nice cushy 8-stroke lead to play with just in case, but manages to stuff it right under the pin for another birdie.
He could throw out of bounds on the drive and 4 times and still win.
For 3.5 rounds, 38 under is really solid.
Yeah. Ian here from about 50. He's trying to keep the hot putts going.
That's when you knew you probably beat him.
Good 25-footer to wrap it up.
Good par save there.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks again to everybody that came out and watched. This was a blast to play in.
Yeah, it was a great weekend.
Couldn't ask for nicer card mates and
Good weather.
a better time.
Beautiful, yeah.
And thank you guys for coming out and commentating. This is a lot of fun. Thanks again, New England Disc Golf Productions and 978. We'll let the audio here bring you out.
Let's go! Beauty Hill Championship winner, Debo! It's incredible.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, New England. Thanks for coming out and filming. Let's go.
Nice job, guys.
Well, there it is, guys. The 2021 Beauty Hill Championships comes to a wraps. Debo with a commanding 7-stroke win. Great shooting by a couple of guys here, a couple 50s in the final round. Yeah, guys, thanks again.
Yeah.
Super fun.
This is a fun time.
this is
Thanks to
awesome.
New England Disc Golf Productions and everybody that believes in the Granite State Tour. And thanks again to Disc Golf 978 for sponsoring the coverage today. I'm Charlie Veysey.
I'm Uriyah Kelley.
And I'm Kevin Kelly.
Thanks again, guys. We'll catch you soon.